Hello, everybody, this is Sergeant Epic here, and welcome to the Comic Countdown number 19. I hope I actually forgot to check again, but I know I got this right, because the Comic Haul number 49 was the last haul I did. I know that for a fact, so this has to be 19, so the other one had to be 18, so I am on track with this number, and I just realized that I'm stupid for not realizing that before, but you know what? Let's get ready to go. We are here with the Comic Countdown issue number 19. I'm already in the mood to rank. I actually don't know how I'm going to rank these books. I'm sorry if I sound hyper as hell, because I kind of am. Because I've been thinking about this for the past couple of minutes. I don't know how I'm going to rank these books. Because I've read these, I read these books like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now. And I do remember these books quite well, at least most of them. But at the same time, all of these were some of the best books I've ever read. I'm going to say this right now, this is one of the best hauls I've ever had, if not the best haul in terms of actual reading material and issues. I extremely enjoyed myself reading these books, especially with the last 4 books I've read in a row. They were all amazing and awesome books. This is brutally hard to rank these, because especially the lower numbers. Like, I think I got my first few books, but I'm really struggling here. But before I start ranking, if you guys don't know what the Comic Countdown is, this is probably my favorite series, where I go through the books I got from my latest haul. In this case, sometimes it's hauls because I get behind, and I rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. I'm ready to go, but before I go and start ranking, which is going to be hard as hell, because all these books, in my opinion, could probably be number 1, depending on the books you get. Because all these were, I extremely enjoyed all these, and actually there's not really anything wrong with any of them. So that's where my issue is. The books we have to rank today are Spider-Woman issue number 5. We have The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 9. Right up there. We have Batman Robin Eternal issue number 24. We have Extraordinary X-Men issue number 1. We have All New All Different Avengers issue number 3. We have Batman Robin Eternal issue number 23. We have Avengers and X-Men Axis issue number 5. We have International Iron Man issue number 1. We have The Uncanny Avengers issue number 7, which is a part of the standoff story. We have Spider-Man / Deadpool issue number 3. We have We Stand on Guard issue number 3. And we have the totally awesome Hulk issue number 1. The debut issue of Amadeus Cho being the Hulk. Wow, that was a mouthful. Oh my god, I'm like, ugh. Let's get started. My number 12, because we have 12 books today. Oh, I've already done a number of these videos too. This one's going to take longer. My number 12 is Batman and Robin Eternal, issue number 23. Don't get me wrong, these were great. The only reason these are ranked last, because I don't fully remember them. I do remember them, but they're kind of mixed together, where there's 2 issues in one haul. That's why I don't like getting 2 issues in one haul. But the rest were just so incredible that these got pushed to the bottom this time, even though these were awesome stories. And I really enjoyed reading them. This was basically a recruitment issue on the mission to defeat Mother, because we have hit the 0 hour in Mother's plan to take over the world, basically, with her sending the signal across like a ton of the major cities of the world, to turn the kids into psychopath killers, and to her children. Yeah, and this story this cover actually includes like 3 of the main characters showcased in this issue, being Spoiler, Midnighter, and Red Robin. Those are 3 of the main characters showcased. Actually, there's an error with this cover, because the Spoiler is actually not a redhead, which is, I don't know why they have her as a redhead on the cover when she's clearly blonde in the book. But whatever. That's probably my main flack for giving this my least favorite. This book right away, one key thing I will say, this book made me want to pick up the Midnighter series, because Midnighter, I have learned, is an awesome character. He's basically the Punisher of the DC universe, kind of, except he's more good than I would say the Punisher is. And he's better. He's got a better design too. Just saying that he's got a better design than the Punisher. And that was awesome that he came into the series. But we also have seen. We also have a lot of people we haven't had in the series before, like Batwoman, Katana, Batgirl even returning to help on the mission. Like I said, spoilers return because she's obviously on the cover and she's in the book. Who else was there? Oh God, I think the characters from We Are Robin are in there too, and there's a crap ton of characters, so I can't really explain. And basically, this issue kind of ends, I would say, with them all getting sent off to their certain locations before getting ready for the big showdown and the 0 hour to commence. So yeah. Anyway, we're gonna move on to my number 11, which I'm just doing this to get this out of the way, and because I really can't think of anything else. But Batman Robin Eternal issue number 24 is my number 11. God damn it, fuck. This was awesome. First off, we have Azrael versus Grayson. Even though it doesn't really get too much of a showdown at the end, they do fight though a little. They kind of meet each other in this DC universe, and well, it doesn't really go well. Because Azrael wants to kill Mother and then himself, but Grayson's like, no, she's got to pay for her crimes, which I think in this case I agree with Azrael here, except for killing himself. He doesn't need to do that. But Mother needs to be killed, because she's just going to break out of whatever containment place you put her in. We also get to see some dynamics and some conversations between Bluebird and Mother. Mother's trying to turn Bluebird into one of her children, one of her disciples, trying to turn her evil. And we learn at the end, or towards the end, also that Cassandra is actually, like, chained up. And I think this is at the very end, and Mother wants Bluebird to kill her for killing her mother. Because, yeah, Bluebird's mother got killed by Cassandra, so that's where that's coming in. And we could see some fun interaction in this book between Cassandra, Bluebird's brother, and Midnighter and other stuff. And Midnighter actually leaves it to Bluebird's brother to take command, and because he has to go out. Because he sees himself going out in the future and helping them, and he knows he's going to have to for them to succeed or whatever. I don't know, apparently he has a computer in his mind or something. I don't really know how it works, but yeah, that was Batman Robin Eternal, issue number 24. Okay, my number 10. I actually don't know what my number 10 is. Damn it. My number 10 is gonna go to, it's gonna go to the Amazing Spider-Man issue number 9. Yes. I think I've got some ranking going in my mind now. This was a great, yet again, another amazing issue of the Amazing Spider-Man after the first 5 issues being, well, besides issue number 3 being complete shit. Issue 5 was okay too, but, the last 4 issues have been amazing, including this one, and this continues that trend. We get to see Nick Fury in the beginning of the issue come to Parker Industries to meet with Parker for a plan to stop Scorpio or whatever, and Spider-Man comes out to meet him, and he says he has one, which leads them to go into space with their actual logos on their suits and everything, and the Spidey rocket or whatever he called it. I forget what he called it. And yeah, they went in space. But after they got the information they needed, they didn't have a way to go back down because they had to use the Spidey missile, Spidey rocket to blow up the things attacking them. Which led Spidey telling Nick Fury to go to the the International Space Station to get back down, but Spidey's like, he's like, I'll go down manually. So he starts going down in a space chute before shit starts hitting the fan, and it doesn't really go as planned. Where his suit starts to break down and everything like that, till the point where he has no suit and he has to literally use the last of his weapon, which he only has specialized weapon, to save himself, wrap himself in a ball, whatever. And he has to warn the people to get the hell out of the way. And then he crashes into the ground, which leads him to getting into the arms of into the reach of Scorpio, who looks like he's about to kill Mr. Spider-Man. But yeah, whew, that was a nice rundown. But we're going to move on to my number 9, which is going to be, and actually at one point this was going to be like in the top like 3 or 4, but that was when I hadn't read all these issues. But now that I have, I can give this number 9, and it is Avengers and X-Men Axis issue number 5. This was the best issue that I've read so far of the Axis event. It was awesome. It was really awesome. Sorry. We get to see a tiny group of the Avengers kind of go evil, and they use Pym particles to imprison the rest of the Avengers, except Nova and Spider-Man get away, and also Wasp doesn't get in prison because they're taking the Pym particles from her. And then we have a small team with a few Avengers, and even Magneto. Magneto actually saves Nova and Spider-Man, and he brings them to Steve Rogers and his son, the new Nomad, Ian Rogers or whatever his name is. And there's 1 or 2 other people there too, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not, actually. And we also get to see the Hulk go even more like insane and evil, with him actually like killing people and going on a real rampage, and nobody actually goes after him because he's sick and tired of seeing this destruction. And then we get to see the X-Men, who have actually become evil, with Kid Apocalypse / Genesis becoming evil and becoming a grown-up Apocalypse, and actually leading the X-Men, which basically turns in, he leads like 4 people, so it basically turns in Apocalypse and his 4 horsemen going in to attack the rest of the Avengers, and basically get Red Skull back, because they want Charles Xavier, because they think Charles is in fact back in control, and he's in control of Red Skull's body. He's back in Red Skull's body. And then we end with Havoc seeing his wife Wasp tied up by the Avengers, and being like, "What did they do to you?" and stuff like that. And that's where it ended, and I gotta get issue number 6. But yeah, it was a great issue. I recommend you reading this event if you have not, especially where this issue is at. So yeah, and we get apparently Superior Iron Man's the next issue, so that's cool. Anyway, moving on to my number 8, which is gonna go to. I actually apparently didn't think this through all that well. My number 8, I said, so that can go to, oh my god, my number 8 is gonna actually go to, I thought this would rank higher, but Extraordinary X-Men issue number 1. This was pure enjoyment reading this as my first legit X-Men book. And I think I'm actually going to continue reading this series, even though it's probably going to be slowly that I continue. But this was awesome. This team is probably one of the best team of characters I've had the pleasure of reading. Especially with this version of Jean Grey, who from what I understood from this issue, because they didn't really give us much of an explanation towards it, is that whenever Jean Grey dies now, she's going to come back to life. Like, it's infighting. I think that's like one of her powers or something now, where she literally comes back to life when she dies, which is awesome. Like, it might take a while, but she'll come back to life or something like that. But on this team, when I had this in the hall, I had yet to read the last 4 books, which at the time were Extraordinary X-Men, International Iron Man, All New Different Avengers, and Totally Awesome Hulk. I think I didn't read Spider-Man and Deadpool at the time either. Yeah, there's 5 books left, not 4. And I had said the characters in the books, which is an awesome cast. We have Storm, Iceman, Colossus, Old Man Logan / Wolverine, Jean Grey, who's one of my favorite parts of this book, actually, and Nightcrawler, who was also one of my favorite parts of this book, because his moment in this book was really cool. He was basically he didn't say anything but scriptions. I forget how you say that. But basically he was just quoting the Bible the whole time. And Colossus was awesome too. I think Storm's a bit overrated, but she was standable. Old Man Logan was awesome. At the very end, they found Old Man Logan. And Iceman, he was kind of not that great. But I learned and remembered that this is actually Magic, Colossus' sister, which I actually grew to like her quite a bit in this issue too. Yeah, basically they're trying to recruit all these X-Men to get a good team going, because basically this is the X-Men that are left in this world are the only X-Men left. There will be no more new X-Men, because apparently the Inhumans, the Mist, I forget what it's called, but the mist, the blue mist or whatever, I think it's blue, it's green or blue. No, it's green, as in the cover. It's green. Apparently, not only does it kill them and hurts them, it makes them apparently infertile. Like, they can't have kids anymore, so they're not fertile anymore. Which really sucks. But I think they're kind of doing that because they don't have the rights to the X-Men. So I mean, and it is an interesting storyline. But one of the main focuses of this story, well, Magic goes to recruit her brother Colossus, who lives on this farm where the family used to live. And then Storm and Iceman go after Jean Grey, trying to get her back, which doesn't really go to their plan, but at the same time, it looks like there may be hope that she will join eventually. Which is probably one of my favorite parts of the book, because I really like Jean Grey, especially getting that key issue last time with her return and everything. Jean Grey is one of my favorite X-Men, and that was awesome. And actually, looking through, she got to look for Storm's mind and everything, and how bad the world was. And she even, I think she's the one who told them that Old Man Logan was in this world, basically. And Storm, when they find Old Man Logan, he's like, Logan, is it really you? And he's like, it depends by what you really mean. And that's where it ended. And it was really awesome. And for my first legit X-Men book, from my actual, legit X-Men series that is ongoing right now, this was awesome. And this was the right X-Men book for me to pick up, I think. So I'm happy here. I gotta get going. This is already 18 minutes in, and I still got 7 books left. Which, speaking of 7, my number 7 is gonna have to go to The Uncanny Avengers issue number 7. Look how that worked out. Yeah, this was great. This actually made me want to buy more parts of Standoff, which I actually might end up doing, at least on the All New Different Avengers side, because that's where this story is going to continue from this. Damn, this was really good. I don't know how to explain this book. Besides Deadpool being funny, they all were actually pretty funny. They were confused by what to do, because they didn't know if S.H.I.E.L.D. was bad or S.H.I.E.L.D. was good, because they tried to, basically the Avengers were stopping this field, because I was going, which had the Wrecker, and Maria Hill, which they don't know about. And this book had 2 Maria Hills at the very end. I don't know. But yeah, the Record, that was his name. That was the guy I couldn't think of in the last, in the other comic countdown, either 2 comic countdowns ago. And they were confused. They didn't know what to do, go against S.H.I.E.L.D. or work with them. They ended up going against them. They learned about Pleasant Hill and all that stuff, whatever. And it was I don't know. Just read it if you haven't read it. Especially if you're not sure to pick up the Standoff story, the Standoff event. As of right now, the first issue was kind of sucky. But as of moving forward, it seems like it gets really good. So I would recommend picking it up. Even if you don't like the first issue, I'd say it's worth it. And if you don't end up liking it, or it turns out I'm wrong as of right now, and it kind of goes to crap again, then I'm sorry, but I recommend it right now. So yeah. And moving on to my number 6, which would have to be, oh my god, this is hard as fuck. My My number 6 is going to be All New, All Different Avengers issue number 3. Wow, this was awesome. This was really good. This was the best issue, I am going to say this right now, that I've read so far of this series. This was awesome. This kind of had some revolving around Nova quite a bit, with him not wanting the Avengers to find out in the beginning and the end that he's the reason that the villain is after them, which I can't remember the name of the villain right now. But yeah, he doesn't want them to find out that, which actually leads to Vision saving his ass at the end, because they're like, why would he be here? Well, and then somebody's like, well, I mean, he did say Nova's name. He knew Nova. I think Thor said. He's like, well, he knew you, and then Vision's like, yeah, well, he's an intergalactic being. He probably has fought many of the Nova Corps. So and that saved his ass. But Vision's actually at the end like blackmails him. He's like, yeah, well, I like the idea of having you in my debt or something. He's like, yeah, well, now you owe me or something like that. And he's like, did I just get blackmailed by an Avenger? That's awesome, which was hilarious. And actually, this team is actually a really good team. In the letter columns, people were going on, they don't like this team. I don't understand that. This team is awesome. We had some cool moments. I totally love the interactions between Miles Morales and Iron Man. That's friggin' hilarious. That was awesome. And Iron Man is basically like, well, I kind of like this team. So who here is in favor of creating a legit Avengers team? Since we don't really have one of those in the world right now. And they all raised their hands, which was also hilarious. Because I mean, some of them, their reactions is Captain America just gives the thumbs up. He's like, yeah, sure, why not? But everybody else is like raising their hands, like, we can become Avengers, holy shit. But yeah, it was pretty funny. Besides Vision, he was pretty cool about it, I'm pretty sure if I remember. But yeah, sorry if I'm talking too fast, I hope you understand what I'm saying. But we are a little past 22 minutes, I need to speed this up. So, my number 5 has to go to... Shit! My number 5 is going to go to Spider-Woman issue number 5. See how that worked out. This was the best woman. This was, I'm saying this right now again, this may be controversial, this may be wrong to some of you guys, but this was the best issue so far of this series of Spider-Woman, of this volume. This was really good. This got into some deep shit. This was, like, as real as a comic can get. It touches on real issues, like when it comes to being a new parent and mother, and just being a mother in general, and even like just the dangers of towards the baby and stuff like that. And it was awesome. It showed Jessica worrying about her kid. She doesn't really want to go out. She wants to look after the kid because she's afraid something's going to happen to him. She does go out actually a few times, and actually by the end of this issue, she basically gets back into superhero and lets porcupine lets Porcupine look after her kid. There was something else I didn't touch, but I think that the next issue is a part of the Spider-Woman event. I'm pretty sure. There's something else I was going to touch upon too. Oh yeah, in this issue we found out that the baby it has a father, but it doesn't have a father. It was a donation, a nice donation by a generous man somewhere that we don't know. She doesn't know who the father is. She didn't have sex to have the kid. Basically, is what I'm saying. She got an injection of sorts, a fertilization of sorts, and she had a kid. And basically, she's legit the only parent the kid has because she doesn't know who the other one is, and she wouldn't anyway because they have nothing to do with each other. So yeah. So basically, the kid doesn't really have a dad, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a weird place to leave it. Anyway, we got issue number 4. We got my number 4, which is going to have to go to We Stand on Guard, issue number 3. This series keeps getting better and better, which I have also confirmed. This is a 6-issue miniseries, so I'm halfway through now. Man, even this book got this. I feel like I read some dark shit this week. I'm saying this week, but I read these like a week and a half ago to 2 weeks ago. I read some dark shit. This book had some dark shit in it. But it was awesome. I liked the dark shit. This was great. It was fun to read, but it was really not something to really be laughing at. We had even a moment of almost possible incest in this story, which was really kind of really this. I don't know. It was really distasteful in a way, but at the same time, it made sense for them to go in that direction. Because I mean, if you're being burnt alive and drowning at the same time already, being tortured, which is what happened to one of the characters in this book, as demonstrated on the cover, what else can you really threaten them with that would make them talk to give away the coordinate, to give away the location of the others of your group, besides incest? If you're like, especially with a family member you know and love, and you don't want those memories to be ruined. But at the same time, it almost did seem kind of weak with the things already going on, but I guess it was also put with the way that the father was talking, because if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically, one of the females of the group, this little small group of rebels, Canadian rebels, because the U.S. is kind of basically taking over Canada, but there's a group way up north surviving still, and one of them got captured, and she's not giving away anything. But there's this almost virtual reality-like thing where she's safe being looked at because she got shot a ton of times and stuff, so she's getting the best medical care, but she can feel this pain, this virtual reality type pain, so she's getting burned alive while drowning at the same time. So basically, a pool full of gasoline so she can drown and be burnt alive. And she can feel the pain that's actually happening. She's just not actually getting hurt, but she feels the pain. Like in her virtual reality mind and whatever. I don't know how that works completely. And that wasn't working, so the general of one of the generals for the United States actually, she's like, put this new prototype thing and switch the thing. We need to step it up a notch. So it turns to incest. She makes her father appear, her dead father, and he's like, what are you gonna do, make him hurt me? And she's like, no, I would never hurt you, honey. I'm just gonna do what I always wanted to do, and touch you, or what do you say, and sleep with you, or like, and touch you, or and rape you, or I forget, but he like sleep with you, something like that. So, which, God, just saying that's weird as. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna start talking with the book here. But they get the location of the rebels, and I think at the end we get to see them attack, or we get to see the Americans about to attack or something. But yeah, this was really good. We had also the actual group themselves had some cool moments. So we're arguing about who's leader and stuff and like that. And the main character is still awesome. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to my number 3, which is gonna be the Totally Awesome Hulk, issue number 1. Yes, this got really high on my list, didn't it? This was awesome. Great first issue. I thought I was going to be iffy on this Amadeus Cho version of the Hulk, but I'm actually liking it. It's he's actually pretty funny of a character, because he's definitely in those hormones take over. I didn't realize, I know Lady Hellbender's in this story, but I didn't realize she came into it in the first issue. One of the cooler moments of this issue was when we got to see Amadeus team up with Miles Morales and She-Hulk, and him saying, like, yeah, she's hot, but she's got to be like 40. She talks like a 40-year-old, too. Which was funny, and yeah, that's when we got to see Lady Hellbender come in, and Amadeus gets pretty beat up, actually, which was funny. And actually, he works with his sister in all this, and it almost looks like he has the Hulk or Bruce Banner, like, still in remnants of the Hulk or something, trapped in the back of his car or something, which is weird. I don't really know what's going on with that. The Bruce Banner part of the story, where they kind of had the flashback, was really cool, but they almost like hinted at he's got the Hulk in the back of his car, which I don't know how that works. Like, he got really weakened or something, I don't know. I guess Bruce Banner took in too much radiation, but he can absorb radiation apparently, but he absorbed the wrong kind. Like, it wasn't the actual, like, it wasn't gamma radiation he was absorbing, it was something else. So it didn't react as they had hoped, I guess, and that was what was happening. But he saved a ton of people, and yeah, this issue started off really great. This had a good beginning. With they were at the beach and whatever, and this like babysitter and baby. She was looking after, kind of got attacked. And Miles actually, Miles, I'm thinking of SpiderMan now. Amadeus was like flirting with her and stuff. But it was like this turtle-looking type creature that was like double-headed. And he ends up shrinking and whatever. And then actually he ends up having no pants on and everything. This was a pretty funny book. And that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, moving on to my number 2, which will reveal my number 1. This is really hard. I actually don't know which direction this is going to go. Because so far, mostly I have wanted to give this my number 1. But during this video and right before, I've been struggling. Because over this International Iron Man was... Oh, it was great. It was really awesome. It's really hard because this had great character development and great story development. And really all around it was a great story. But this was awesome. This was awesome. This book was basically... You know what? Screw it. I'll go with my original plans. My number 2 is International Iron Man number 1. Which leaves Spider-Man / Deadpool issue number 3 as my number 1. But before we really get into these two, my cover of the week / haul has to go to... I actually have to look for these to choose because I haven't chosen yet. My cover of the week. It's going to go to We Stand on Guard issue number 3. Screw it. This is a great cover. It's probably the darkest cover I've seen because, someone's burning alive for sake. I was going to give it to Extraordinary X-Men because that's an awesome cover too. But yeah, it's a close tie between those two. But yeah, great covers. But yes, anyway, like I was saying, International Iron Man is number 1 is my number 2 on the list. This issue is basically one big flashback, going back in Tony's life and seeing what he did in quotes wrong, basically, with his life. I think that was Mary Jane. She wasn't in the book at all, or whoever this redhead was, she wasn't in the book. I don't know. We start the book off and we end the book off with Tony. He's down. He's out. Like, he's surrounded. He has no way out, really. And then, actually, at the end, it takes this lady over here. I actually forget her name now. Samara or something. I don't know what it was, actually. Takes his faceplate off. But before that, we got the actual story of this issue. If you know me at all, you know I love flashback moments where we get to go back in time and see these characters as younger versions of themselves and get to see. Usually, if they do a flashback, it's because it's important to the story. It's like an origin type setting, or something where importance happened, where something bad happened, or it was almost something good in this case, because these two kind of had a relationship where it went. This was Tony in his college days or university days or whatever. He went to the UK or London or something like that, and he met this girl who was business rivals. Her mom was business rivals with his dad, and they started dating and stuff. And I don't know how to explain this issue. I want to make this quick, but this is definitely in the top 10 issues I've read so far in 2016. So, the top 10 books I've read so far in 2016. So, if you have not picked this up yet, go pick it up. This was a great story. I've really been getting into Iron Man. In the last 6 months, 7 months, I've really been into Iron Man. And I'm definitely picking up more Iron Man books. And actually, this issue itself was probably better than Invincible Iron Man has been the past 2 issues. Or just, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be the Iron Man series to get going forward soon enough. And who knows, maybe this issue was just that good, and then the series might drop down as of the next issue. So who knows how this could go. But either way, this is a great way to start a series. This could be going on my pull list. It was that good, but yeah. Anyway, my number 1, and this is definitely going on my pull list, either way. Because I'm not missing any issues from this series anymore. I haven't missed any yet, but still. And that is Spider-Man / Deadpool issue number 3. Damn, this is great. This is great story and character development. Because we get to see the humanized side of Deadpool, especially at the very end, we get to see Deadpool going at like. Spidey's like, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance, Deadpool, to prove you've changed. He puts a lie detector on him and everything. They basically go through Deadpool's normal routine, which at first he kind of lies about, but then they actually go through his normal stuff where they stop these this group. I forget what they're called. No, I forget. It's not a group. Well, it's a group, but it's only 2 people. But no, it's a group like it's not a group, but it's like it's kind of like a religious thing, but where it gets bad, I forget what it's called now. But yeah, and they end up stopping them, and we see them works for money and everything. But the real where this story hits you right in the heart is when we get to see that his normal routine at night is to go see his daughter and hang out with his daughter and everything like that. Or at least it's his normal routine, like a few days a week or something, or at least once a week, or every so often, I don't know. And we get to see Spidey and us get to really see that Deadpool really is trying to change, and he really is getting like humanized. And it was actually kind of sad. Like, it was really emotional. And actually, his daughter calls SpiderMan Uncle Spidey, which was hilarious. And Spider-Man actually goes along with it, saying, yeah, your dad's a good guy, he's great, whatever. And I don't know. I'm just going to stop talking about it because I'm going to ramble on. And I need to end this with 36.5 minutes in. But anyway, guys, I'm going to just end it here, like I said. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, I know I'm hyper as hell and kind of rushing through this and talking really fast. But if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and even share if you want to. I can't push you, but if you would like to, please do. And I'll see you all in the next video, and peace out. By the way, I know that should have ended there, but the next video will be, if not tomorrow, you guys will be getting a video Monday. Because WrestleMania is tomorrow, Hall of Fame's tonight. I think I will make a video tomorrow predicting having the first episode of Weekly Wrestle, the part 1 episode of the first episode of Weekly Wrestle Talk. Part 1 gonna be WrestleMania predictions and talking about NXT Takeover, which I actually need to watch. I only watched one full match actually. I didn't really watch the first 2 matches, but I kind of was on and off watching it. I watched Nakamura versus Sane. I'll get into that. I didn't watch the last 2 matches. Well, I started to watch Asuka versus Bayley, but I kind of fell asleep. Not that it was boring, but I was just really extremely tired, so I fell asleep. So yeah. Anyway, I'll talk about that, and and if I do a video tomorrow doing that part 1 of Weekly Wrestle Talk, Hall of Fame will also be talking about, because that's tonight. I will talk about the Hall of Fame. And then part 2 will be talking about WrestleMania, doing a recap and review. Or I might wait till Tuesday and get Raw in there just for the post-Mania Raw. Or I think, actually, no, that's not going to happen. I won't wait till Tuesday. I'll do a part 2 Monday talking about WrestleMania. And I'll do a part 3 Tuesday talking about the post-Mania Raw. If it wasn't the post-Mania Raw, I wouldn't be doing it on Tuesday most than likely, unless something went messed up. But if I was, I wouldn't do it just on Raw, but I want to talk about post-Mania Raw. The post-Mania Raw, so yeah, wow, my voice cracked there, and I haven't had a drink in like 40 minutes, like 50 minutes actually, so I need to end this, like I said, see you all later, and please tune in tomorrow for my Weekly Wrestle Talk Part 1. I'll put the week date in there, whatever, but yeah, anyway, I'll see you all later, and peace out.